Hari Om, Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaskara to all. Sada Shiva Samarambham, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru-Paramparam. A warm welcome to everyone to this yet another session of third edition of the Global Festival of Oneness. We are celebrating Jagadguru Shankara for a whole month by organizing and listening to his various talks on his contributions to Sanatana Dharma. We are in the last week of the celebrations. The journey so far has been very interesting and enriching. We have had a very impressive line of speakers, and I'm sure that many of us have some takeaway from these talks. So today we have an interesting speaker, Swamini Satyavratananda Ji Saraswati. And the topic that she's going to speak on is the unreality of the world as per Advaita. We are blessed for your presence and my humble pranams to you, Swamini Ji. A brief introduction about Swamini Ji. Swamini Ji is a disciple of Pujya Swami Dayanand Saraswati Ji and Swami Paramatmananda Saraswati Ji. She has studied Vedanta under these traditional Acharyas for over 12 years. She has also studied Sanskrit, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Sankhya, and Yoga under various Vedic scholars. Swamini, after her Vedantic studies, took up the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and Prasthana Granthas in English and Telugu for past 20 years in Chennai. She has been propagating the Vedic knowledge by following the footsteps of her gurus based on Vedantic tradition. Jnani Yajnas have been conducted by Pujya Swamiji at Nellore, Guntur, and Chennai. Over to you, Swamiji, now.
Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavadpadam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru-Parampara. First, I congratulate all the team members of Advaita Academy and my best wishes to all of them. And best wishes to all viewers, listeners of this morning session. The topic we are going to see is the unreality of the world as per Advaita. Now let me clarify that title, the topic name. Advaita means here Advaita Vedanta, as per Advaita Vedanta. Why we have taken Advaita Vedanta? Because there are other systems who talk about Vedanta, the Upanishadic teaching. Vedanta means Upanishadic teaching. Dvaita Vedanta is there. Vishishtadvaita Vedanta also is there. Therefore, we have to title this as Advaita Vedanta. Advaita means non-dual, secondless. Advaita Vedanta is that which teaches about the non-dual Brahman, the secondless Brahman. There is no real second thing other than Brahman, is the teaching of Advaita Vedanta. The next word in the title is the unreality of the world. What is the meaning of the world? World that which we are experiencing every day. Whatever you experience come under the world, including your body, mind complex. So the entire world is unreal. That unreality word I have to explain. What do you mean by unreality? Unreality, normally from worldly parlance, the unreal meaning is different. Here, the title unreal word meaning is different. I want to present this three types of realities to understand this. What is this unreality in the title we have given? If you understand that alone, you can understand the entire topic. Three categories we take. Normally, people take two categories, real and unreal, Sat and Asat, truth and untruth, Satyam and Anrutam. These are the two people generally know, common parlance. But according to Advaita Vedanta, there are three types of realities, Sat and Asat. Not only Sat and Asat, there is third one also is there, third category. Now let us understand Sat and Asat first. Sat means that which exists all the time. Ever existent principle is called Sat. And Asat means that never exists at any time, at any period of time. It is absolutely non-existent, is called Asat, unreal. These are the two generally people know, Sat and Asat. What are they first? Sat, that which is real, absolutely real, is Brahman or Atma, ever existent principle in the three periods of time, which is unnegatable, is called Sat, absolute truth. That is one. Then Asat means never exist, totally absent, absolutely non-existent. That is Asat, like a rabbit horn. Rabbit horn, Sheshashrunga, we call it. Rabbit horn never exists. That is totally non-existent. These are the two things. In between, there is one more. That is what we are going to talk about. What is that? There is an entity which is neither Sat nor Asat. You cannot say it is totally existent all the time, absolutely existent all the time, you cannot say. You cannot say there is not at all there, that is totally absent, you cannot say. It is neither Sat nor Asat. It is neither real nor unreal. There is third category. This third category is most important for Advaita Vedanta. What is this third category? Sad Asat Vilakshanam. That which is different from real and that which is different from unreal also. Sat Asat Vilakshanam, Sadasad Vilakshanam. Neither real totally nor unreal totally. Then what it is? That it is real and unreal. That real and unreal means what here? That experientially real, on inquiry, it is unreal. Factually unreal. That is called Mithya in Advaita Vedanta. Mithya is that which is Sadasat Vilakshanam, which is different from Sat also, which is different from Asat also. Sadasat Vilakshanam. That is called Mithya category. Now we have got three categories: Sat, Sadasat, and Asat. Asat is never existent, therefore we need not discuss. Sat is ever existent, that we have to inquire into it when you understand this Sadasat. This Sadasat is called Mithya, which is real and unreal. It appears, we can experience it, but it doesn't have existentiality of its own. It doesn't have substantiality of its own. It is called Anitya Sadasat, Anityam. It is temporarily appearing, but not really there. Therefore, we say seemingly there. It is seemingly there. That is called Mithya. That Mithya word alone, we have presented it as unreality of the world. Now you got the point. Unreality here in the title is called Mithya. Mithya means that word where from we have taken how the world is unreal, how the world can come and Mithya category. It is not Asat category, it is not Sat category, it is Sadasat category. That Sadasat category alone is called Mithya. Where from we have derived this? This is from the Upanishads. Which Upanishad? Many Upanishads. Let me see one or two Upanishadic statements where the world is Mithya, is established. Not straight away the word Mithya word is used in the mantras, but in a different language it presents. What are those mantras? First, Mandukya Upanishad, 7th mantra. Nantah pragnam, na bahish pragnam, no bhayatah pragnam, na prajnanaghanam, na pragnam, nah pragnam, adrishtam avyavaharyam, agrahyam alakshanam, achintyam avyapadeshyam, ekatma pratyayasaram, prapanchopashamam shantam shivam advaitam chaturtham manyante sa atma savigneyaha. This is the 7th mantra of that Mandukya Upanishad. Very, very important mantra. A small Upanishad. In that 7th mantra, Prapanchopashamam word comes. What do you mean by Prapanchopashamam? Gaudapada Acharya takes two words from this mantra, Prapanchopashamam and Advaitam. He writes 2 chapters on these 2 words. Prapanchopashamam 1 chapter, then Advaitam and 3rd chapter of Mandukya Karikas. Agama Prakaranam is the 1st chapter of Mandukya Upanishad. Vaitathya Prakaranam is the 2nd chapter of Mandukya Upanishad. Advaita Prakaranam is the 3rd chapter. So he wrote 38 verses on this Prapanchopashamam. What do you mean by Prapanchopashamam? Prapanchasya upashamaha. That means upashama means abhavaha. Abhavaha means here mithya. Vitathasya bhavaha vaitathyam. Vaitathyam means mithya, unreal. Unreal means you have to understand what type of unreal. That's why I introduced the 3rd category. Sat, Asat, in between there is Sadasat. Mithya, Anirvachaniyam, inexplicable. That Anirvachaniyam is called Mithya. World is Mithya. Jagan Mithyatvam is presented in this word, Prapanchopashamam. That word Gaudapada Acharya has taken, who is the Parama Guru of Adi Shankaracharya. And Mandukya Upanishad mantras are very difficult to understand. They are all implicitly presented, but not explicitly. Therefore, Gaudapada Acharya wrote karikas on those mantras in verse form. Those karikas are also very difficult to understand without Bhagavadpada Shankaracharya's Bhashyam. So we are indebted to our Puja Pada Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, for giving us the commentary on the karikas. And we are very much grateful and indebted to our Gaudapada Acharya, who presented the karikas on Mandukya Upanishad. Not only Mandukya Upanishad, even Kathopanishad also. Manasai Veda Maptavyam Neha Nanasti Kinchana. Kathopanishad says there is Neha Nana Na Asti. There is no plurality at all. There is only one reality in the world, that is only Brahman, that is Atma, that is your real nature. Now, this Vaitachya Prakaranam, in that Gaudapada Acharya presents how the world is unreal, how the world is coming under Mithya category. It is not totally unreal, please understand. It is not totally unreal. It is not eternally, absolutely real. That is why we said it is Mithya category. This Mithya category world is presented in Vaitachya Prakaranam. We are going and doing the analysis of that Prapanchopashamam, Jagat Mithyatvam, based on our Gaudapada Acharya's Karikas and Bhagavadpada's commentary. With the help of that, we are analyzing. Acharyas analyzed, that we are seeing now. Now, how Gaudapada Acharya presented. World is mithya, experientially real, but not factually real. For that, classical examples are there. It is just like a rope snake. In semi-darkness, a person sees a snake upon the rope. You cannot say there is no snake also. You cannot say there is snake also. That snake, rope snake appearance in semi-darkness is sadasad vilakshanam, mithya category. Similarly, marriage water, shell silver, all these come under mithya category. Classical examples. For worldly people, these examples may not be applicable much, very familiar. We give those examples like earth stationary experience, but earth is not stationary, it is optical illusion. Earth is violently moving. Similarly, blue sky is our experience, but there is no blue sky. Therefore, all your experiences need not be true. Two examples I have given. There are many more examples. So like that, sarparajjuvat, classical example. The world is mithya, rajju sarpavat. Now, Gaudapada Acharya is first 4 karikas he presents to say, to accept world is mithya. There are some people accept swapna prapancha also satyam. Therefore, swapna prapancha has to be established as mithya first. It has to be unreal, because some systems of philosophies accept swapnam as real. So with the help of swapna, only we are going to establish the unreality of the world. Unreality means mithyatvam, not totally absent. We never say world is totally absent. World is not totally absent. World is there and not there, really. World is seemingly there, but not factually. This we have to understand carefully. Now, Gaudapada Acharya introduced the swapna. To introduce the Swapna, he followed that Acharya Bhagavadpada in the fourth Karika, he brings out the Tarka, the Panchavayam, 4-5 factors of Vyapti, that is generalization, Anumana Vakyam. Through that base only we can establish the unreality of the world. So Acharya writes in fourth Karika, what is that Tarka following the method of arriving at that conclusion of certain things. For example, let me introduce the Tarka language first, then we'll go to Swapna, then we'll go to Jagrat. The Jagrat Prapancha is Mithya to establish. You have to establish Swapna Prapancha is Mithya. To establish Swapna Prapancha, we have to understand this Tarkic language. What are they? We know, well known, the conclusion is Pratigna is this. Panchavayam, that Pratigna is the mountain is fiery. There is fire on the mountain, is the conclusion. How you have arrived at it? We have arrived at it because there is a smoke. Smoke is perceptible, visible. Person is seeing the smoke on the mountain, but mountain is not, mountain is visible, but fire is not visible. Therefore, fire is inferred, anumanam, inference. This is called inferential data. We inference the fire on the mountain by seeing the smoke. So, Parvataha vanhiman dhumavatvat yatha pakashalavat yatha mahanase or yagashalavat. So, what are the factors here? Number one is Parvataha, that is Paksha, the locus upon which we are doing inquiry. The locus is Paksha, is a mountain. So what? Mountain is fiery. That fiery, it has got fire, is the sadhya, conclusion. We have arrived at that conclusion. How? Hetu we have to give, the reason. Dhumavatvat is the hetu or reason. Dhumavatvat, because there is smoke. Therefore, I infer fire on the mountain. Dhumavatvat. How do you know? Pakashalavat. I saw in Yagashala and Pakashala, when there was smoke, there is fire also. I saw that. That is why I infer here. Drishtanta. So, Pratigna first, then Sadhyaha, Pakshaha, then Sadhyaha, then Hetu, and later Drishtanta. So, this is the example. We take the support of Tarka. Of course, Shruti Sammata Tarka. Okay. This is we have to apply to Swapna now. Swapna is also here we are establishing the 4 factors. Swapna Prapanchaha, Mithya, unreal. How, what is the Hetu? Acharya presents Gaudapada Acharya, Uchita Desha Kala Abhavat. Because there is no sufficient place, sufficient time for those objects to enter, to that much time is not there to travel, so much distance. These are all not there. Therefore, Uchita Desha Kala. Uchita means sufficient time, Desha, space, Kala, time is not there. Abhavat, Swapna Prapanchaha Mithya. What is the Drishtanta? Darpanastha Nagaravat. The Nagaram, the city in the mirror, cannot exist. Nagaram is so big, what you can see in the mirror is only its a reflection. Similarly, Swapna is also like that city in the mirror, like it cannot be real because there is no sufficient space and time. Therefore, Uchita Desha Kala Abhavat. Now, what is the Sadhya? What is Paksha here? Swapna Prapanchaha Mithya is the Pratigna. Swapna Prapancha, every day we all experience the dream. We follow Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava. This is the Parampara. Shruti support we take, Shruti Pramanam, scriptural Pramanam, and Yukti Pramanam, logical Pramanam also we take, and Anubhava Pramanam also. Once you establish with these the three Pramanams, it is the reality. There is no doubt in that. So, this Swapna Prapanchaha Mithya is the Pratigna. Swapna Prapancha is the Pakshaha. That Mithya we arrived at is Sadhyam, conclusion. Then Hetu is Uchita Kala Desha Abhavat is the reason. Then that Drishtanta is Darpanastha Pratibimba Mukhavat or Nagaravat. It is like a reflected face or reflected city in the mirror. So this is about Swapna. When we establish Swapna as Mithya, it's very natural, Swamini, why we have to talk about Swapna is unreal, why we have to discuss about this. We all agree with Swapna is unreal, but you agree, but there are many people, they don't agree. Swapna is unreal. So they come with arguments. Gaudapada Acharya presents all their arguments in his Vaitatya Prakaranam Karikas. And those arguments are 4 or 5 arguments, just I'll present. What Purvapakshi, the argumentator, opponist says, I am not ready to accept Swapna Prapancha is Mithya. We say, next point, Jagrat Prapancha is also like Swapnavat. Jagrat Prapancha. Now we have to come to Jagrat Prapancha. Then we will come to what is the objection of the Purvapakshi. Jagrat Prapancha, we want to establish this is also Mithya, unreal. Now apply those again 5 factors, Pancha Vayavam. The Pratigna is Jagrat Prapanchaha Mithya. Jagrat Prapancha, the waking world is unreal, is the statement, Pratigna. What is the Paksha here? Locus of discussion, place of discussion is Jagrat Prapancha. Visible. Always Paksha is visible. But the Sadhya, Mithyatvam is not visible. Therefore, Jagrat Prapancha is Paksha. Sadhya is the conclusion is Mithyatvam, unreality. What is the Hetu? Hetu, you cannot give that Uchita Desha Kala Bhava here. Because Jagrat Prapancha has got Uchita Desha and Uchita Kala. Sufficient time is there, sufficient space is there for Jagrat Prapancha. You cannot give the same reason of Swapna Prapancha here. Then Acharya gives, Shankaracharya presents Drishyatvat. Adau ante cha yan nasti vartamane pi tattatha. Gaudapada Acharya presents Anityatvat. That which has got beginning and end, that which was not there in the beginning and which is not going to be there in the future. Adau ante cha yan nasti. That which is not there, it was not there in the beginning, which is not going to be there at the end. Vartamane api tattatha. That is, in the present also, it is not there. Vitathai sadrisha santaha avitatha ival lakshitaha. People take it as a real, even though it is not real. What is that? Jagrat Prapancha was not there, is not going to be there. Therefore, in the present also, it is not there. So, Jagrat Prapanchaha Mithya Anityatvat or Drishyatvat. Since it is perceptible, it is experienceable, therefore it is unreal. But what is the Purvapakshi's argument? Since we are experiencing, it must be real. Let me complete this. 4 factors. Pakshaha, Jagrat Prapancha. Mithyatvam is Sadhyam. Conclusion. Hetu is what? Drishyatvat. Since it is experienceable. It is experienced by us. What is the example? Swapna prapanchavat. It is like a dream. World is also like another dream, according to Advaita Vedanta. It is like a second dream. Now Purapakshi comes. How can you say Jagrat Prapancha is also like Swapna Prapancha? I don't accept. He gives many reasons. Some of the reasons, let us say, Saprayojanata Tesham. Jagrat Prapancha has got utility. Saprayojanata. Prayojanam is there, utility is there. But Swapna Prapancha, objects are not useful when you wake up. Then how can you say Swapna Prapanchavat? Jagrat Prapancha is also, waking world is also unreal, like dream world. How can you say? Because Saprayojanata is there. Then Gaudapada Acharya says, Acharya comments upon that, Saprayojanata, utility cannot establish the reality. Not only that, Acharya comments on that, Swapna Prapancha, in dream world, a dreamer, when he is thirsty, he is drinking the dream water. When he is hungry, he is eating the food in the dream. Therefore, for a dreamer, dream objects are useful. Who said there is no utility in dream? Dream objects are useful for a dreamer. Dream is not a dream for a dreamer in dream. You, the waker, is telling dream is unreal. But waker cannot say that for a dreamer it is real, because waker is in different order of reality. Dreamer is in different order of reality. For a dreamer, dream objects are real, dream experience is real. It is vyavaharikam for a dreamer. Dream objects, dream experience is not a dream for a dreamer. Then what? It is vyavaharikam. It is just like a waking world for him. Therefore, utility is there in dream also. Can you say dream is real? Because of that, you cannot say. Like that, Jagrat Prapancha also, even the utility is there. You cannot say it is real. This is the first argument. We have refuted that Purapakshi. With the second argument, he comes, Sputata, Sputatvam. Jagrat Prapancha is so clear and Swapna Prapancha is not so clear, he says. Sputatvam. Then we say, no. For waker, waking world is clear, but for dreamer, dream world is clear. For waker, dream world may not be clear, but for dreamer, dream world is clear. You cannot say dream is not sputam. Dream is sputam for dreamer. For dreamer, waker is not sputam. Waking world is not sputam. For dream world, dreamer, waking world doesn't exist at all. Understand? For the dreamer, in the dream world, waking world is not there, waker is not there. For him it is sputam. Therefore, the sputatvam, the clarity of the waking world does not establish the reality of the waking world. Second point ruled out. Then third point, he comes, Dvayakala. Waking world has got cognition time and recognition time. Cognition time, pratyaksham, world is pratyaksham, and day after tomorrow, next week, next month, I can recollect, remember, pratyabhigna is possible, recognition is possible. That is not there in the dream. Once a dream, I wake up from the dream, I cannot continue the dream work tomorrow. The same dream I cannot continue tomorrow. Purapakshi argues, I cannot continue. Therefore, dream and waking world cannot be similar. Purupakshi's third argument. Waking world and dream world, or waker and dreamer, both are not say they are similar. You cannot say they are similar. Then what? We establish that even though Dvayakala is there, cognitive time and recognitive time, Pratyakshanubhava is there, Pratyabhigna time also there in waking state, waking world, waker. It cannot establish the reality of the world. That cannot be the criterion to establish the reality of the world. Because for waker, maybe cognition is there, recognition is there. For a dreamer in dream world, it is real for him, for a dreamer. So you have a double standard. Waking for waker, dream world is unreal, and waker, waking world is real. But for waking world, there is another higher order of reality, that is Paramarthika Satyam. From Turiya Atma standpoint, waking world is unreal. You, the waker, from your standpoint, you are telling the dream world is unreal, but for dreamer, dream world is not unreal. So the third point also ruled out, Dvaya Kala, Pratyaksha Kala and Pratyabhigna Kala cannot prove the reality of the world. Then another point also he presents, fourth Purapaksha. I cannot accept that waking world and dream world are same. Waking world is also like a dream. I don't want to accept, Purapakshi says. Why? Because he gives the reason. You say in Tattva Bodha, Swapna is that Jagradavasthayam yad drishtam yad shrutam tad jinitavasanaya nidra samaye tat prapancham pratiyate sa swapnavastha. This definition I don't accept. Who says? Purapakshi says. Why? Because sometimes person see the dream, very unique dream. What he has not seen in that Jagradavastha, what he has not experienced in Jagradavastha, he sees in the dream. Apurvata he presents. Apurva Anubhava. A dream which is having a mystic experience in the dream. He has not seen in the Jagradavastha. Therefore, Tattva Bodha definition of a dream, Purupakshi is not accepted. That vasanas, I don't accept. He is having the dream, very unique dream. Therefore, dream is different and waking world is different. For that also we say, no. Even the mystic extraordinary experience in dream is only experience. It is extraordinary experience. This waking world is ordinary experience. If you say also extraordinary and experience, ordinary experience cannot prove the reality of the world. These are the four examples, four arguments of Purapakshi. There are some more arguments also. Then Purapakshi finally comes to accept as though, and he is telling, asking us, what? Okay, you are telling waking world is also unreal, mithya, like swapna, you are telling. Now tell me, waker is outside the dream time, outside the dream space. Waker is talking from outside, dream world is unreal. When I'm talking the waker, I am talking about the dream world. I am different from the dream time, dream space. Therefore, I am the different person separately standing. I am different from that. So outside. Tell me, who is standing outside the waker's time, waker's space? Who is standing outside the waker? The one who is talking about the waking world, wakerhood, everything is mithya to talk about that. He must be different from the waker's time, waker's space and waking world. He must be different. Tell me, who is that? Purupakshi is asking. Then we come to that answer, that is Sakshi Chaitanyam. Existence, consciousness, existence, principle, Sakshi Chaitanyam, Turiya Atma is the witness consciousness who witnessed the waking world, Vishwa. From Vesti standpoint, Mandukya language, Vishwa is waking world. I, the Atma, the consciousness, when I use my Maya Shakti, I am associated with the waker's body, Vishwa. I create waking world, project the waking world. And human mind, individual mind, project the dream world. I, the consciousness alone, in the form of waker, then I become the dreamer, Taijasa. Pradamah Pada, Dvitiyah Pada. Karya Padas, two of them at Vesti level. Then I become a sleeper, I, the consciousness, I am the Prajnaha, when I identify with the Karana Shariram, Vyashti. Samashti also you take Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara, Sthula Prapancha, Sukshma Prapancha and Karana Prapancha. The substratum is there behind the experiencer of waking world, dream world. I, the Sakshi Chaitanyam, am Vilakshanaha, different from that. I belong to the Paramarthika Satyam, absolute reality. World belongs to the relative order of reality. For beginners, we use the Adhyaropa. Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna. These are all Adhyaropa. Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara, or Antaryami. These three padas at Vesti level, total level, these are all only born out of me, as it were. From me, the consciousness, they are born as it were. Who is that now? Who is the creator? Who is the knower of this? Purvapakshi's question, argument. Kaha kalpayati, kaha buddhyate? Acharya Gaudapada Acharya writes in his Karikas. Kaha kalpayati, kaha buddhyate? Devaha. Devaha Prabhu. The words are used in the Karikas. Acharya Shankaracharya explained the words. One consciousness, existence, principle, Sat and Chit alone is Turiya Atma alone. When it uses the Maya Shakti, Tamah Pradhana Maya Shakti, Jagat Kalpayati, cause for the Nama Rupa Prapancha. And that Rajah Pradhana Maya Shakti of Turiya Atma generate, as it were, Jivas. And the Sattva Pradhana of Maya Shakti, I make use of it, Ishvara is created. So Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, they all are Karyapada and Karanapada. Pradama Pada and Dvitiya Pada comes under Karyapada, Mandukya language. Third Pada, Tritiya Pada is Karanapada. I, the Turiya Atma, am Chaturtham Manyante. They consider it as Chaturtham. That is why Manyante Upanishad use. Atma is not Chaturtham, really speaking. Since you are talking about Prathama, Dvitiya and Tritiya Padas, fourth one, Chaturtham Manyante. That Chaturtha Pada, I, the Atma, am Karya Karana Vilakshanaha. I am neither Karyam nor Karanam. I am Vilakshanaha. I am different from them. They are coming under Vyavaharika Satyam. I, the Turiya Atma, I am the Paramarthika Satyam, absolute reality. So this absolute reality, I, the consciousness, existence principle, with my Maya Shakti, I alone become Ishvaraha, I alone appears as Jiva, I alone appears as Jagat. It is my Vibhuti, Mayeva sakalam jatam. Mai sarvam pratishthitam. I create, I enter, I experience. Nama, Rupa, Prapancha, Sarvam, Mithya, it appears. It is Jivas are born, we say, for beginners. It is Adhyaropa. Then we say Jivas are not born, never born. This is Apavada. Na nirodho na chotpattihi na baddho na cha sadhakaha na mumukshur na vai muktaha ityesha paramarthata. The 32nd karika of Vaitachya Prakaranam, Acharya used that Apavada. That is only for advanced students. Adhyaropa is for junior students, beginners. Creation, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, everything happening in me, the Atma Chaitanyam. This Chaturtham, the Chatvari word is very, very versatile number. It has got Pumlinga, Strilinga, and Napumsakalinga. 3 lingas are there. And each one has got three varieties. Total 9 forms are there. Turiyam is the one of the Napumsakalinga of Chatvara. That 4th one, Turiyam, is the Napumsakalinga, one form of that Chaturtha. Chituriyam. Atma is neither Turiyam nor Tritiyam. It is as though. Chaturtham Manyante. Not Chaturtham, but Manyante. They consider it as 4. Because Karya Karana Vilakshanatvat, therefore it is as though Turiya Atma. Atma, that's all. You call it as Turiya Atma, that's all. Okay. So Vigneya, we have to know. Prapanchopashamam, there is no world at all. Only Advaitam Brahma is there. Then Purvapakshi comes another argument. Okay, but why so many systems of philosophies are there? People are talking, Pranavidaha are there, Manavidaha, the knowers of mind. What is the reality of the world? Shankaracharya presents nearly 25. Gaudapadacharya gives from 19th verse onwards up to 28th Karika. He writes 25, more than 25. Adhyaropa Parampara. Adhyasa Parampara, Adhyaropa Parampara. That means how people look at the world. What is the truth of this world? Nyaya, Yoga, Vaiseshika, Sankhya, Purvamimamsa, and other Buddha, Jaina, Pashupata, Shakteyas, all Visishtadvaita, Advaita, everyone takes this world as real. Pranavidaha, Manavidaha, they talk about Yajna is the important one for this universe. Mind is important, Prana is the reality, mind is the reality. Different views they present. Finally, Gaudapadacharya says, whatever you take. Bhagavan will bless you with that only. And finally, you come to this truth. That arguments going on and on and on. Those views are also negated by Acharya briefly in that Karikas. But in Brahma Sutra, 2nd chapter, elaborately, they are all negated. Finally, Shunyavada, highly we have to look upon that. Shunyavada, we don't accept. Purvapakshi, that Shunyavadi comes, everything is Shunyam only. No, it is not Shunyam, it is not voidness, it is not empty. That consciousness is the Satyam. That is the truth. It is not Shunyam, the substratum upon which all names and forms are appearing. It is not Shunyam. I, the consciousness, I am there, lending existence and consciousness to the entire Nama, Rupa, Prapancha, which is invisible, Adrishyam, Adrishtam, Avyavaharyam, Agrahyam, Alakshanam. So many definitions are given in that 7th mantra of Mandukya. Therefore, Therefore, we have to understand, even though many views are there, all views are erroneous perceptions. They are not coming to the truth of this Brahman, the Chaitanyam, Atma, that is you yourself. In 31st Karika, Acharya presents, Shankaracharya gives a lot of pramanams, Shruti pramanam. This whole second chapter of Mandukya, Vaitathya Prakaranam, is Yukti Pradhanam, logic. That's why I introduced the Paksha, Sadhya, Hetu, Drishtanta. I have to say, because Acharya use all those words, Hetu Panaya, Hetu Nigama, that all words Acharya use. Very helpful for us to arrive at. Swapna Prapanchaha Mithya. Uchita Desha Kala Abhavat. Darpanastha Nagaravat. What is final conclusion? Jagrat Prapanchaha api Mithya. Drishyatvat. Karyatvat. Anityatvat. Drishtanta Swapna Prapanchavat. So Swapna Prapancha is highly useful in Brihadaranyaka also. In Swayam Jyoti Brahmanam, the Swapna Drishtanta, with that lot of teaching take place. And what are the mantras Acharya quotes in Bhashyam in the 31st verse? Very important mantras, that Karika Swapna Maye Yatha Drishte, that Karika Gandharva Nagaram Yatha Tadha Vishwamidam Drishtam Vedantesh Vichakshanaihi. Acharya writes Vichakshanaihi. Who are those Vichakshanaihi? People, those people by them. Who are they? Acharya comments upon that Vichakshana word. Nipunatara Vastu Darshibhi. The knowers, the seers of the truth, the people who knows exactly what is the truth. Nipunatara Vastu Darshibhi Panditaihi Ityarthaha. Shankaracharya presents. And the mantras Acharya quotes, Kathopanishad mantra, Manasai Veda Maptavyam Nehananasti Kinchana, 2-1-11, one mantra. And Indro Mayabhihi Pururupa Iyate, Acharya quotes Brihadaranyaka mantra, Madhu Brahmanam, 2-5-19. And Rupam Rupam Pratirupo Babhuva, Tadasya Rupam Parichakshanaya Indro Mayabhihi, like Indra, magic. For a magician, he knows what is magic going on. Even Dakshinamurti Stotram also, Maya Mahayogi Yes Swechaya says. Acharya says. Mayavi means magician. Yogi, Mahayogi, like how they create. Similarly, next another pramanam, Atma Vedam Agra Asit, 1-4-17, Purusha Vidha Brahmanam. Atma alone is there. Agra Asit. Atma was there, Atma is there, Atma ever will be there. There is no second real thing like Atma. There are many other unreal things, seemingly real things. This world is there. We don't negate the world experience. We are talking the status of this world. What status this world has got. We don't negate the experience of the world. We never negate. We cannot. We accept the experience of the world. We means what? Advaita Vedantins, Advaitins, we accept the experience of the world. But experience cannot prove the reality. We are asking the status of that reality. What status it is? It is mithya status. Mithya status. Then Gaudapada Acharya quotes one Karika. As long as you see the snake upon the rope, you cannot understand what is rope. And Purapakshi asked the question, how can you say dream is unreal, Jagrat is unreal like a dream? How can you say? We say there are common features between Swapna and Jagrat. Common features, uncommon features are also. Common features are Mithyatvam, Anityatvam, common features. Uncommon features are Swapna is created by, projected by the Jiva's mind. Jagrat is, we don't say projected by Jiva's mind. It is projected by Ishvara. Ishvara's mind, total mind. That is the uncommon feature, dissimilarity. Second dissimilarity, uncommon feature is Swapna objects never continue in Jagrat. They won't continue. They end up in Swapna itself. Whereas Jagrat Prapancha Vastu continues. It is a long time, long-term mithya, that is short-term mithya. Swapna is short-term. This is long-term. That's all. Both are mithya. Either it is short or long time. The Dirgha Kala, Purapakshya, another point he argues, Dirgha Kala, this Jagrat Prapancha has got Dirgha Kala. Gaudapada Acharya asks, so what? Dirgha Kala is also Kala only. Whatever comes within time and space is mithya. I, the Atma, am beyond time and space. Desha Kala Atitaha Aham Brahma Asmi. Jagrat is also, even the Dirgha Kala, it is also mithya. Yatha Rajjuhu, as long as you do not know the Rajju, the Purapakshi asks, the difference between Swapna and Jagrat, don't compare Jagrat with Swapna. It is very, very difficult for me to accept. Then Acharya comments, Acharya brings, Shankaracharya writes example. See, it is just like arguing with one person seeing the rope as snake. Mithya sarpa. Another person seeing the rope as garland. Garland. So, okay, garland means mala, flower garland. So, flower garland, don't say flower garland and snake, rope snake are different, same. Don't say Purapakshi's argument. Don't say both are same. What? Rope snake and garland. Upon the rope, they are seeing differently. Don't say they are different. Acharya is asking, it is funny. Garland is also mithya. A rope snake is also mithya. Between two mithya vastus, why you are talking difference? Both are same. Both are mithya. You have to accept. Both are mithya. Sarpa and garland, both are belong to same order of reality. Like that, Swapna Prapancha and this Jagrat Prapancha, however much tangible it is, utility is there, beauty is there, novelty is there, you are using, still it is mithya only. It has got seeming reality. It temporarily it is real, okay, accept, but it is not absolutely real. Jagan Mithyatvam is the highest difficult task for every Vedantic seeker. If they establish Jagan Mithyatvam, job is over. That is the most toughest task. And Acharyas, Karikas and commentaries are helping so much. So as long as you don't see the rope as rope, you see the snake alone. Mithya sarpaha. After switching on the light, can you say snake disappear? You cannot say snake disappears. You cannot say snake disappear. What you have to say? Snake is not there at all. Similarly, after knowledge, The world disappears. We don't say. World continues. That is the difference between Jagrat and Swapna. Swapna doesn't continue. Jagrat continues even after knowledge. After getting Brahma Jnanam also, Jnani happily enjoys this world. World continues. Let it continue. Let it continue. It has got a Vyavaharika Satyam. It continues. But it does not mean that has got a reality like Atma. I, the Atma, am Paramarthika Satyam. Sat, Chit, Ananda, principle, I am. I am Sadamsha, Chidamsha. I am lending existence to all entities. I am lending consciousness to all Nama Rupa. Even Advaitam word also is relative. It is not absolute. We don't make use of that Advaitam because since Dvaitam is there, opposite of that, contrast to that, we have to use Advaitam word. Advaitam word is unreal. Advaita Vastu, Atma is real. Advaitam word, Nama is unreal. Advaita Nami, Advaita Atma, the Nami is real. So that's why Advaita, as per Advaita word also we have to understand carefully. Advaita Siddhanta. According to Advaita Siddhanta, world is Mithya category. How I lend existence? Appreciate Sadamsha in all inert objects. Appreciate. And appreciate Chidamsha in all sentient objects. Sadeva Chitta, Chideva Sat. Consciousness alone is existence. Existence alone is consciousness. There is no difference. That is Shivaha. Shantam Shivam. Mantra says. Gaudapada Acharya says Shivaha. Then Acharya comments Shivaha is auspicious. Abhayam Pratishtham Vindate. Abhayam, Bhayarahitam, fearlessness. Auspicious. Whatever is not Atma, that is inauspicious. Anatma, body, mind complex, which has got lot of gradations. Therefore, appreciate Chidamsha and Sadamsha. And Acharya used that one mantra, Brahmava idamagra asit tadatmanameva vet aham brahma asmi iti tasmat sarvam brahmaiva. That is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Purusha Vidha Brahmanam. Purusha Vidha Brahmanam Mahavakya comes 1:4-10 of Brihadaranyaka. Aham Brahma Asmi. Then Purvapakshi says, Upanishad is using Nishedha Mukha Vakyam to reveal Brahman. Nishedha Mukha Vakyam, Neti, Neti, Iti, not there, not there, this is not, this is not. How the Upanishad can reveal Atma by Nishedha Mukha Vakyam? We say, Acharya says, Nishedha Mukha Vakyam is sufficient to reveal Atma because Atma is self-effulgent. Swayam Prakasha. Swayam Jyoti. It need not be revealed by Upanishad. It is revealing itself. Upanishad's job is only to remove unwanted all ideas of yours. Upanishad need not reveal Atma. It is Phalavyapti is not required. Vritti Vyapti is sufficient. So Panchadashikara says, Vidyaranya says. Then another mantra also in Kurcha Brahmanam 4:3-23, Natu tad dvitiyamasti. Before that, Nahi drashtir drishtehe viparilopo vidyate. To negate the Sunyavada, this mantra Shankaracharya often quotes. Nahi drashtuh drishtehe viparilopo na vidyate. There is no absence at any time for the Atma, the seer number one. Viparilopo vidyate. Why? Avinashitva. It doesn't perish at any time. Whatever you see, everything will perish in this world. Either it is short time or long time, but it perish. It is the nature of anatma. Natu tad dvitiyam asti. There is no second thing. Means what? There is no world. Unreality means mithyatva. Mithyatva means that category. Sat asad vilakshanam. Shankaracharya presents in Viveka Chudapani. Sannapya sannapya bhayatmikano. Bhinnapya bhinnapya bhayatmikano. Sangapya nangapya bhayatmikano. Mahadbhuta nirvachaniya rupa. Maya is anirvachaniya rupam. This Jagat comes under Maya. Because Mithya, Maya, power, this is, it appears. As long as you are in Deha Abhimana, Mana Abhimana, Abhimana of so many other anatmas, you can never recognize. That's why Acharya presents in the last word of Acharya Karika's sannyasa. Sannyasa means mental renunciation. You have to. Karma yoga he presents, Upasana yoga he presents in the end, and Nididhyasanam he presents. Qualify yourself, understand yourself, claim yourself that you are Brahman. Aham Brahma Asmi. That mantra also. Then another mantra also Acharya quotes Maitreyi, from Maitreyi Brahmanam 4.5.15. These are all available in Bhashyam. That is Yatra tu Asya Sarvam Atmaiva Bhut Tat Kena Kam Pashyet. Very, very popular mantra, often quoted by Acharya. Tatra ko moha kasyokaha ekatvam anupashyataha. So once you recognize, there is no shoka moha. How to recognize? You have to study thoroughly, systematically, then you understand. That is why Advaita encompasses, accommodates everyone, every view, everyone's view, even though that is wrong. That yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhayarchitam icchati tasya tasya chalam shraddham tameva vidadhamyaham. That Acharya also presents in Mandukya. Yam yam va yam va darshayati darshayet yasya tam bhavam sa anupashyati sam tu pashyati. That is very close shlokas and mantras here, Karikas, Gaudapada Acharya presents. So therefore, this self-effulgent consciousness alone is Satyam. Sadamsha and Chidamsha. And one more point. Sadamsha, Chidamsha, when you say I, that is Chidamsha. I'm conscious. I means refers to consciousness. Am refers to existence. I am, when you say I am consciousness, existence, principle. When you say I am happy, that happy is unreal happiness. You are unreal, that is unreal. If you say I am happiness, then you are Brahman. I am happiness, I am Ananda Swarupam. So, Samanya and Vishesha. This is also very, very highly discussed in our Shastra. Samanya Amsha, Vishesha Amsha. So, every Vishesha Amsha presupposes Samanya Amsha. So, Pratibimba Ananda, Vishesha Amsha, Nama Rupa, Upadhi. This Thula, Sukshma, Karana, Shariram, so Shariratrayam is Upadhis. Sthula Prapancha, Sukshma Prapancha, Karana Prapancha, they are also Upadhi at macro level. Through Upadhis, the consciousness existence principle manifest. through what I manifest, they are not real. I, the manifester, am the real. The manifestations that were upadhis are not real, they are only mediums. They are only mediums. That he presents the words, Dvaita word. Another word Acharya used for Dvaita is Adhyasa. For Advaita, we use Adhishtanam. Words are different used. So, Samanya Amsha, Vishesha Amsha. Advaitam Adhishtanam is Sadamsha and Chidamsha or Adhishtanam. Substratum. Any mithya vastu need that original, real in it. Niradhishtanam sat brahma, bhrantihi na, means without the support of the original, the real, bhranti, brahma or erroneous perception can never take place. Niradhishtanam, without the substratum, without the real entity. Even your shadow, how can it appear as a shadow? Without you, it cannot appear. Similarly, without rope snake cannot appear. Without sand, mirage water cannot appear. Without shell, silver cannot appear. For ordinary worldly bhrantis itself, you know there is adhishtanam. Bhranti, Brahma, erroneous perception happening upon the right, real entity. Who is that? What is that? Substratum. You have to understand, think. Shastra is telling that substratum, the whole erroneous perception, the entire universe, all erroneous perceptions, including all other systems of philosophies, all are resting upon one truth, that is Brahman, I, the consciousness. So Samanya Amsha, Sadamsha, Vishesha Amsha, Namarupa Amshas, behind that, Satta. That Satta is important. Existence. Tyagaraja said, Satta Matrama Chala Nammitini. Oh Rama, you are real, your real nature is Satta, existence, in the form of existence. That existence is Adrishtam, Agrahyam, Alakshanam. It doesn't have any attributes. Any attributes. It is free from all attributes. Apurvam, Anaparam. It is beyond cause and effect. Karya Karana Vilakshana. All these words can be clear only when you study thoroughly. Thorough study of Shastra is required. Otherwise, that unreality of the word as per Advaita, what do you mean? How can you say unreal? When I'm experiencing tangibly, you have to understand what do you mean by that unreality word. That's why I introduced Mithya category. Don't forget this. We don't say world is unreal because it disturbs many people. If you use the word unreal, world is unreal. How can you say so? People cannot swallow it. It cannot be assimilable unless you understand that reality. Sadasad Vilakshan. Sannapya Sanna. It is neither Sat nor Asat. It is neither having parts nor not free from parts. As though Ubhayatmikanu, Bhinna Abhinnamu. You cannot talk about the difference. Another point Acharya presents, when the person is talking about Swapna and Jagrat difference. Swapna is different, Jagrat is different. We are establishing Jagrat is also like another dream. In the initial stages, we use the word Vyavaharika Satyam. Vichara Sagar Karta goes further. It is not Vyavaharika Satyam also. World is also another Pratibhasika Satyam only. Because Swapna is Pratibhasika Satyam. Therefore, Jagat is also Pratibhasika Satyam. But you cannot assimilate if I say Pratibhasika Satyam initially. Therefore, at beginning stage, we use the Vyavaharika Satyam. Relative order of reality. How long? One day you have to accept it. This Jagat also unreal. What type of unreality? Sadasad Vilakshanam. Experientially real, factually unreal. An inquiry. An inquiry, it is unreal. So therefore, every one of us know that I am. Mai hu, nan iriken, nen unnanu. I am. Everyone knows. But what everyone is lacking, except jnanis. Jnanis are all lacking that after I am, what they add, that anatma attributes they add, called samsara. Adhyasa, that karma is the cause for janma. That is also discussed in Karikas. How these jivas are coming? Jivas are born. Jivas are anadi. They are never born. Beginningless time jivas are there. Why they are there? Because of karma. Why they do karma? Because of ajnana. Adhyasa. Ajnana leads to adhyasa. Adhyasa leads to kama, karma, janma. So the whole circle, samsara, going on and on and on. You have to come out of that. How you come out of physically, you cannot come out. Intellectually understand. Claiming. There is nothing is required other than understanding. Understanding what is moksha. Paramarthananda Swamiji says, moksha is nothing but understanding that nothing is required other than understanding that I am Brahman is called moksha. Nothing is required other than understanding. This understanding alone is called liberation. Liberation is nothing but understanding. Pujya Swami Dayananda Saraswati's words, if you want to say, cognitive change. Bring change in your thinking pattern about yourself, about the world, about Ishvara also. That is the teaching of Advaita Vedanta. That I am, everyone knows, but I am Ananta Swarupam, Ananda Swarupam is missing. There the mistake is happening. That is called ajnana. Because of ajnana, adhyasa comes. Because of adhyasa, samsara continues. Ajnana sattve, adhyasa sattvam. Adhyasa sattve, samsara sattvam. Karma, janma, punya, papa, everything comes. Ajnana nashe, adhyasa nashaha, adhyasa nashe, janma, karma, sarvam api nasti iti. You understand? Nashaha we don't say. We don't say destruction. Not there. Where is the necessity of destroying the snake, rope snake there? It is not there. Where is the question of destruction? Similarly, nasha word is also relative. We don't use nasha. You need not destroy anything. You understand nothing is there to destroy. Okay, that is why Acharya said, na nirodhaha, na cha utpattihi. There is no creation, there is no destruction. Na baddhaha, na cha muktaha. There is no person bound, there is no person who is liberated. Really speaking, there is all only iti esha paramarthataha. This is the truth. Until you understand that, you have to follow the method of sampradaya, the teachers' teachings. These are all beautifully presented in our sampradaya tradition, the traditional teaching, that shruti, yukti, anubhava. Anubhava also, swapna anubhava. You are experiencing jnani also having this jagat is also like a swapna or a jnani, wise person. That is the teaching of Advaita Vedanta about the unreality of the world as per Advaita. With this, I conclude. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you, Swamini, for that beautiful explanation. Thank you. We have a couple of questions. Raghavendra ji says that when I see a person, there is Atma in him. Can we then say there are two Atmas?
You cannot see the Atma in the person, first of all, because Atma is formless. How can you see Atma in the person? There are, first answer. Second part of the question, there are no two Atmas. People use that soul, S-O-U-L, soul travels, Jivatma travels. That is talked about. Parakramamukti, after leaving the body, that Atma they talk, that is not the absolute self Atma. The Jivatma, when we talk Chidabhasa, Jivatma, Ahankara, they give the name to that also Atma, but that is only Abhasa. That is not real. There are no two Atmas.
And he also has a follow-up question as, how does sannyasis see the world?
Here, not the sannyasis seeing the world. All sannyasis cannot see. All jnanis can see the world as Atma appearing in different names and forms. It is manifesting. They see the Sadamsha and Chidamsha in the world. Even though they are interacting the world, they never lose sight of. Acharya used that word. A jnani never lose sight of that reality in spite of mingling with the worldly people in the world. Not all sannyasis are seeing, jnanis. Whether he is a sannyasi or not, as non-sannyasi. So sannyasa is not the criterion to see the reality. So Janaka Maharaja is not a sannyasi. Krishna is not a sannyasi. So okay, jnani is how they look at the world. That is the right question. Sannyasa is an optional. Ashrama sannyasa. That is the idea.
Thank you. Another question from Mahesh is, although a snake is a mere projection, adhyasa, however, a worldly snake is a vyavaharik satya, and there is a big difference in this snake is really dangerous and can kill, whereas the adhyasa snake has no properties and is a mere projection. Please clarify and advise how Gunatita Brahman or Atma acquired all the infinite variety of gunas in various objects and scientific laws.
Oh, very big question. See, there is a difference between adhyasa, adhyaropa sarpa, superimposed snake is different. Snake, park snake, when it is there, you have to be very careful. Okay. When unreal snake, rope snake only adhyasa. Here, real snake, when you are seeing in the world, vyavaharika snake in the world, it is poisonous. It is a cobra or poisonous one. You have to be very careful. Don't go, you are Atma, I am Atma. You don't go near to that snake. You have to be very careful away from that and protect your life from that. That is practical Vedanta. Don't apply this to vyavaharika world. Okay, this is one thing. And the second part of the question, how the jnani look at all these, that question is not very clearly asked. I would like to listen once again that part.
Sure. Please clarify and advise how Gunatita Atman or Brahman.
Okay, that Gunatita Atman Brahman, this 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna advise Arjuna, may you become Gunatito Bhava Arjuna. Gunatita bhava means what? They really, how Gnani, Brahma Gnani becomes Gunatitaha. He or she recognize that I, the Atma, am free from Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Gunas and their objects. The entire universe is made out of Trigunas, Panchabhautikam. All Panchabhutas are with Trigunas. Maya Trigunas, from Trigunas only Panchabhutas have come. All the Trigunas manufactured objects are all Mithya. Therefore, I, the Atma, am free from three gunas. Understanding that gunas are not there in me anytime, at any time, either in the past or present or in the future. That is the understanding. Gunatito bhava means what? Becoming sattva-guna rahitam, rajoguna rahitam, tamoguna rahitam is not the question. As long as you have body, mind, complex, three gunas are bound to be there. But ratio may be different. In Jnani, Sattva is predominant. Rajoguna is less, Tamoguna is less. But it does not mean Jnani is totally free from Sattva, Rajas, Tamogunas. Nothing is free from Sattva, Rajas, Tamogunas in this world. Any Nama, Rupa, body, mind, complex, in even Jnani's body, even Bhagavan's body also, that must be with gunas only, but those gunas are under their control. They are subservient. Gunas are subservient to the wise person or Jnani or to the Bhagavan. So gunas are all belong to the Maya, and Jnani is the Atma Tattvam, Turiya Atma Tattvam. I am beyond gunas. Gunas belong to the Vyavaharika, lower order of reality. I, the Turiya Atma, belong to the Paramarthika Satyam, higher order of reality. The scientific word is, see, whole Sanatana Dharma is scientific, Vijnana. So it is our job to find out how much Vijnanam is there in our Sanatana Dharma. Scientific means modern science is depending upon the data collection. Only perceptual, they are all. But certain things are not perceptible. Swarga, Punya, Papa, Karma, the Jivas, but these are all you cannot discuss in this ordinary science. Worldly science cannot enter in that field, because only Shastra is the Pramanam here. Below the Shastram, only the science, worldly modern science especially. Modern science has got its own efficacy, it has got its own greatness. We don't say it is not, but it belongs to the lower order of reality. We are talking about the metaphysics, higher order of reality. That is absolute truth. You cannot get that from that scientific proof and laboratory and all. Our laboratory is only Shastra Pramana. We go to that laboratory and to do any practical Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava only through Shastra.
Thank you, Swamiji. I think Maheshji's questions on the question and answer chat is also answered by that. Thank you. So we have another question is, how do I take this world around me?
Be in the world, make use of the world, and you grow, mature, refine yourself. World is given to you to mature, to grow. Family, father, mother, brother, sister is a small family, small world. You mature, grow out of them. Every relation, every interaction, everything in the world is only for your maturity. You have to grow in this world, grow gracefully, and understand the truth. You are the substratum of this universe. The human birth is for that purpose only. In 84 lakhs of species, human life alone can claim that I am Brahman. Aham Brahma Asmi. No species can claim in this world. That is my privilege. Make use of your privilege. That Karma Yoga you follow, and follow Upasana Yoga, and do Ashtanga Yoga Vyasa, and study scriptures, lead a value-based life, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. All these four Purusharthas beautifully presented in our Shastra. Take the guidance of the teacher, and you know how to lead that. That Shastra is the manual. It is teaching us how to lead a happy life. how to make use of your life, purposeful, meaningful, and joyful.
Yeah, thank you for that answer. The next question is, what terms should we use instead of creation and destruction?
Yes, good question. All are good questions only. Creation word we don't use actually in our sampradaya. Srishti, the word temporarily we use. Creation word is not exact. Nothing is newly created. Even according to modern science also, matter cannot be created. Only energy, matter into energy, energy into matter. Same way you see this also, Shastra says, nothing can be newly created. Instead of creation, we call it as manifestation. Vyaktam, avyaktam. Avyakta sthiti, vyakta sthiti. Manifestation is which is appearing, and which is in unmanifest form, potential form, it goes. Every day in your sleep, it is happening. When you wake up, it is manifesting the entire thing. When you go to sleep, again, avyakta avastha, unmanifestation. So, unmanifestation and manifestation. Avyakta avastha to vyakta avastha, vyakta to avyakta. This is the better way of using the words. Otherwise, we will get into confusion by using the word creation. Even though we use the creation, also we have to understand in such a meaning, manifestation, not exact creation.
Okay, thank you, Swamiji, for those beautiful answers, and thank you and my pranams to you. So in the evening, we have another talk by India's Wisdom of Non-Duality by Vijaya Jayaraman. And do like us on Facebook and Twitter. And thank you all for attending this session. Thank you once again. Pranam Swamiji.